earlier case we had taken n equal to 3. Now in suppose when n is general, what is the form of covariance matrix? If n is general, what is the form of covariance matrix? So covariance matrix can also be denoted by K, or we can write Cxx, where x is a vector. So general form of covariance matrix is like this. Diagonal, if you see, look at the diagonal elements are equal to variances. So sigma 1 square, it is the variance of random variable x of n1, this is x of n2, x of n. So diagonal elements are variances. Other elements k1 k2 k12 and k21, likewise kij and kji. If I consider those elements, if I see those elements kij and kji, what is the relation? The relation is they are conjugate transpose of each other. Kij and kji, they are conjugate transpose of each other. So if I take conjugate transpose of this matrix, you will be getting the same matrix. So this matrix, we can say it is a Hermitian matrix when x is complex. So I have taken here example when x is a complex random variable. In that case, the matrix K is a Hermitian matrix, where the diagonal elements are constant and off diagonal elements k12, k21, k13, k31, all they are related by this relation kij is equal to kji conjugate transpose, So if matrix is like this, that matrix is called as Hermitian matrix. Right? Because here Hermitian, here whenever I am using word Hermitian, that complex has to be there, and otherwise if it is a random variable, x is a real random vector, when x is a real random vector, in that case that conjugate will not come, only transpose will come. So what we get is kij is equal to kji transpose if x is a real random vector, and if x is a complex random vector, in that case those elements kij and kji, they have conjugate transpose relationships. Okay, the matrix in which like this structure is there, matrix in which like this form is there, that matrix is called Hermitian matrix. Now like scalar random variable, we have seen when they are uncorrelated, when they are orthogonal, and when they are independent. So likewise here also, for random vector also, we can define when two random vectors are uncorrelated, when two random vectors are orthogonal, and when two random vectors are independent. In that case, what is the relation? So expected value of x random vector x, random vector y. So here, and this random vector x and y, if it is there, in that case random vector x gets multiplied with random vector y. So what happens when x and y, they are the random vectors, and since they are both are column vectors, so we need to, one of the vector must be transpose or row vector. So if two random vectors, they are uncorrelated, then they have to satisfy this condition. So their product expectation splits. Two random vectors are uncorrelated, two random vector x and y, they are uncorrelated, then their expectation splits, and it is what? Expectation of x into expectation of y transpose. Since these are the vectors, so both are column vectors, we cannot write, so one is column vector, other has to be row vectors, so uncorrelated. And in case of this one, expected value of orthogonal, if two random vectors are orthogonal, so then what happens? It is like inner product. two vectors are orthogonal, then dot product has to be 0. Here also expected value of random vector x transpose vector y. See the way I have written it, x transpose y. If we are having this one inner product, you can write x transpose, it is like inner product x transpose y or y transpose x. Here when they are orthogonal, random vectors are orthogonal, vectors are orthogonal, and here you can write mu x multiplied by mu y. So orthogonality, what we need is one of the mean has to be 0. One of the mean vector should be 0 to get the orthogonality requirement. Random vector, expected value of random vector x transpose y is equal to 0. It means that they are orthogonal to each other. Random vectors are orthogonal to each other. Orthogonal to each other, right? And one more thing which we have seen is random vectors are independent. When two random vectors are independent, x and y, when two vectors are independent, then what is the requirement? Joint distribution and density function, let us say density function, joint density function of random variable x and y. So here random vector x is taking value less than equal to small x vector, and here small y vector. So this is the joint density function of vector x and y, and density function should be joint density function splits, or should be written as product of individual density function. If they are independent, random vectors are independent, then density function splits. Random vectors are orthogonal, in that case their expected value of x transpose y is 0. When random vectors are independent, then density function splits. When they are uncorrelated, then what is happening? Expectation splits. Expectation of x y transpose, x y transpose, that can be written as expectation of x into expectation of y transpose. So this was about your definition of random vectors. If random vectors are uncorrelated, expectation splits. Random vectors are orthogonal, expectation is 0. Random vectors are independent, their density function splits. So this was about the joint density function or joint behavior of two random vector x and y. Now we'll see how their probability distribution function can be written. So let us say probability distribution function of random vector x. How we can write? How it can be defined? So here x is a random vector and x is a vector. This consists of values taken by the random vector. Okay, individual component of the random vector. So what we can write is probability that random vector x is taking value less than equal to vector x. Okay, so this can also be written as probability that random variable, first random variable taking value less than x1, second random variable taking value x2, and so on, xn taking value less than xn. See, x1, x2, xn, they are the component of the random vector x, and small x1, small x2, small xn, these are the values taken by individual component of random vector x. So you can write probability density distribution function of random vector x can be written like this. So as you know, there are n components. So if I try to write density function of random vector x, so density function is nothing but derivative of, we have seen it is derivative of your distribution function f(x), x, right? So why I am taking n? Because there are n components, dx1, dx2, something like this we can write here, dx1, dx2 and dxn, and after that you can write, what you can write is f(x), x. Okay, so this is the consequence of this. So random vector x has distribution function like this, density function like this. Okay, we have seen random vector when it is independent, when random vectors are orthogonal, when random vectors are uncorrelated, and distribution function and density function of random vector x. So this was about the random vector, and random vector you can treat signal as a random vector. So whatever theory which is applicable to random vectors we can apply to the signal. So this is about the random vector, their distribution function and all that. So if you want to write Gaussian distribution function of random vector x, Gaussian distribution function, so then it can be written as like this, 1 by 2 pi raised to n by 2. Here there is a determinant raised to n by 2, sorry, raised to 1 by 2, and exponential expected value of x minus mu x, k inverse x minus mu x, right? Here this expected value, and here what will come, this is a column vector, this is a row vector, so I think transpose is here, matrix is here, then we'll see what will happen, divided. Okay, everything is finished. This is the Gaussian distribution, Gaussian density function of random variable, random vector x. So let me check this and then I will confirm whether it is correct or requires some correction. When the given random vector is Gaussian, so how Gaussian distribution for random vector x is written, that is what I want to show here. This density function of random vector x of small x, which is also a vector because here it is random vector, and small x, each component of small x is a scalar quantity, 1 divided by 2 pi raised to n by 2. This n means number of components are n, so because of that this n by 2 is coming, because for single density function or density function of single random variable it is root 2 pi, and there are n random variables are there, so in that case we can say that 2 pi raised to n by 2. That way we can remember it is 2 pi raised to n by 2. Here I think here now you can talk about determinant of matrix K, where K is a covariance matrix. Covariance matrix, determinant of covariance matrix is a scalar value and then square root of that. So determinant of covariance matrix raised to 1 by 2. So 1 divided by this. So this factor multiplied by e to the power minus expected value of x minus mu x, row vector, then inverse of covariance matrix, then again this is also a vector but which is column vector, divided by 2. So this is the density function of random vector x when x is having n distinct random variables. X is having n distinct random variable, having n distinct component, and these components are, we can say, random variable. So random vector x here of minus infinity means random variable, random vector x having n component, each component is taking value less than minus infinity. What is the answer? Answer is 0. Even if individual component x1 is taking value less than minus infinity, then also that intersection, if you take, the result is going to be 0. It is not necessary that all components should be less than minus infinity. Here fx infinity, it here also vector, so we can say that x1 is less than infinity, x2 is less than infinity, and xn is less than infinity, so and your result will be 1. So all those things must be less than infinity, then only answer will be 1. And now when we are having density function of n random variable, so n dimensional density function, that using that density function you can find distribution function of random vector x by integrating. There will be how many integrations? There will be n integrations which will be coming in picture. N times you have to integrate density function with respect to dx1, dx2, dxn. So in short, we can write fx in bracket small x vector, and we can write dx dash, or here we can write x dash dx dash. X dash means whole entire thing, and here dx dash entire all components. That is what here I did here. X dash means x1, x2, xn, and dx dash means dx1, dx2, dx3, dxn. So here probability that okay, random vector x, it is satisfying this condition in the B. Okay, B is something which is given to us, so it is constraint on the, we know it is a constraint on the random vector. That constraint is anything, so that anything is B. So integrated over that region B, fx xj vector, x dash, again it is having n components, again differentiation, okay, dx1, dx2, dx3, dxn. So we have seen in case of random variable, a scalar random variable, probability that random variable is taking value between x1 to x2. Here my B is one segment, x1 to x2. So here B maybe it is a rectangle, maybe three-dimensional figure, maybe anything, that depends on the dimensionality of random variable capital X, right? So or B can be different thing, may not be having all n dimensions, may be having okay less dimension, that is also possible. So integrations will be less in that case, and calculations will be altogether different. So this is all about random vector. We have seen 3 videos on the random vector x, when x is a random vector. So I hope that you will understand random vector from these 3 videos. So I tried to explain in the simple way whatever is possible. I hope you will continue to watch my lectures, and you will provide me feedback so that I can make the corrections in my presentation, or if you need something interesting on random vector, you can convey me, so that I can prepare the video and upload on the YouTube. Thanks for watching my videos. Thank you.